2 days ago, one of the last man standing, Ibrahim Babangida IBB, in his book An Autobiography, told Nigerians and the entire world that the 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup. That revelation from IBB has generated mixed reactions across Nigerians, and one of those group or socio-cultural group that is reacting is the Ohanaeze Ndigbo. According to the Igbo Epes group Ohanaeze Ndigbo, they demanded an apology and a 10 trillion naira as compensation from President Bola Tinubu to the Ndigbos after IBB revealed that the 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup. Wow, what do you think about the demand from the Ohanaeze Ndigbo socio-cultural group that they should be compensated? What do you think? But before we get to the analysis, let us see the full list of those that actually took part in that coup of 1966. 1. Major Chukwuma Nzogwu, Igbo. 2. Major Adewale Adeyemoga, Yoruba. 3. Major E. Ifajuna, Igbo. 4. Captain G. Adeleke, Yoruba. 5. Captain Gibson Jaro, Bari. 6. Captain Swanto, Middle Belt. 7. Lieutenant Faro Oyewale, Yoruba. 8. Lieutenant R. Ebinko, Isan. 9. Lieutenant T. Castina, Hausa Fulani. 10. Lieutenant O. Olayemiyan, Yoruba. 11. Lieutenant Hope Ehaha, Urobo. 12. Lieutenant Dang Warebo, Ijo. 13. Second Lieutenant Saleh Dambo, Hausa. 14. Second Lieutenant John Atom, Tiv. You can imagine, out of the 14 names I just listed now, only 2 were Igbos. Even one of them, Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogwu, according to IBB, is more Hausa than Igbo. He speaks Hausa fluent. He is more Hausa than Igbo. So we are talking about one person out of the 14 of them. Imagine, but they tagged it an Igbo coup. And because of that, Igbos were sidelined in everything about Nigeria up till this very moment. Up till this very moment. I normally say it and I will continue saying it. Go to the Nigerian military and see what is happening there. Count how many Igbos you have in the military today. Count how many of them are generals, top ranking in the Nigerian military of today. Even the Nigeria police force. How many times have you found an Igbo being the IG of the Nigeria police force? Tell me. Apart from Okilo, Mike Okilo, how many Igbos have you found there? Apart from that, what about the Chief Justice of the Federation? According to the research I carried out last year, in fact, I did a video on it. From 1952 to date, there has never been any Igbo man or any Igbo extraction that have ever assumed the position of the Chief Justice of the Federation. I said and I repeat it again. From 1952 to date, an Igbo person have never smelled that position. Or do you want to talk about the seat of the presidency in Nigeria? From 1960 to date, apart from Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was not even the prime minister, he is just a ceremonial president who never spent up to a year in office. Apart from Nnamdi Azikiwe, Agiyi Ironsi, he was there as a military president. He never spent up to a year, I think 6 to 9 months. That was what he spent as a military president before he was murdered. Apart from the 2 of them, there has never been any Igbo or any Igbo extraction that have ever become the president. Or do you want to talk about political appointments in Nigeria? The Igbos have always been sidelined. It has always been a lopsided appointment. Buhari can tell you better. You saw what he did in his own tenure. There is no Igbo man in the security architecture of former President Muhammadu Buhari's 8 years as a president of this country. What about infrastructure? That one is even a no-go area. Do you want to see what is happening in the southeast today? Go through Onitsha to Enugu and see what is happening. There is no motorable road in the entire southeast. During the time of former President Muhammadu Buhari, he was fast enough to construct a railway from the north to Niger Republic. Niger Republic is not part of Nigeria, but he constructed a railway to Niger Republic and never done anything in the southeast. Or do you want to talk about what happened after the Civil War? How the Igbos were given 20 pounds to return to their base, to leave Lagos, to leave their properties in Lagos and return and start from the beginning. Don't forget that after the Civil War, there is an agreement of the Triple R, which has never been implemented because it will affect or uplift the Igbos. All because of the 1966 coup, which was tagged an Igbo coup. I think the call by Ohanaeze that Nigeria government need to compensate the Ndigbos with an apology and a 10 trillion naira is in right direction. I am in 100 support of that because the way the Igbos were being marginalized, the Igbos were not treated fairly. But when it comes to one Nigeria, I am telling you, go and check. The Igbos always champion one Nigeria. Ask Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and so on. They will tell you they are the ones that championed one Nigeria. But when it comes to treating the Igbos were treated unfairly. So I think the Igbos demanding that they should be compensated, it is in right direction. They should be compensated. Imagine, whenever we talk about election in Nigeria, you will hear other tribes saying that they are not going to vote for the Igbos because they don't trust the Igbos. Because the minds of average Nigeria has been poisoned. They have been told that the Igbos are never to be trusted, that the Igbos are not good people because of the coup of the 1966. This is why I will stand and say I am in 100 support of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, that the Nigeria government must apologize to the Ndigbos. They must be compensated, duly compensated. What do you think?